And we are back. Hello. Holly, you're
Now I
such an
understand.
individual.
That's right.
I'm
I
so
dare to
proud
be
of you.
different.
The only rich person here, I see, conforming with our working class lifestyles.
This is meant to help build team morale.
Is it though? Is it?
Team morale's at an all-time low.
Oh boy. Hi everybody. My name is Karsh the Goblin. This is Goblin Cave TV, and we are back with the Expanse Cupbearer, the quick starter booklet, which I do have right here. There we go. Quick start of the Expanse role-playing game. It's based off the AGE adventure game engine from Green Ronin Publishing, and we're exploring it. And Green Ronin's been nice enough to give us some copies of the rules and whatnot to help with our learning and playing the game. So thank you, Green Ronin, for that. We are missing Howln today. Unfortunately, things we got delayed and delayed and delayed to have this episode, and he's on holidays, like on a ship, I think, on a cruise. So, yeah, that's going to play a big part in this because the party is split. Howln was with one side of the party, and there might be consequences. But we'll deal with that.
Nothing bad ever happens.
We'll deal
If my
with.
City of Mist character was anything to prove, I'm unkillable.
Doesn't work like that. You haven't done.
I'm
many-
pretty sure.
How many short games have you done with me? Like one shot?
I ran one of them so I couldn't die.
Yeah.
And then I was in one of them where I was a doctor with a bunch of ears hanging on my door, and I didn't die there either. So
we didn't get to that part. No, it's things usually, But we're back. We have Soundscape in the background for our audio because it's awesome. We have a churn tracker. The churn tracker, if you donate, you'll get a little bit of a lighting effect from the overlay. And if you donate every $1 per 100 bits or redemption, helps out our players, gives them more fortune. Fortune is how they can pass rolls which they've failed, and also it's essentially their plot armor. If they get hit in combat, any damage which is left over after subtracting armor and toughness and all the bits and pieces, any damage left over, they want to remove with their fortune, because then things get bad. So that's how fortune works. But the churn tracker, because in the Expanse, the universe is slowly working against you. It's constantly moving towards more and more things. We're currently in epic churn, or say major churn. We're moving towards epic churn. The players don't know how far it is, but it does affect how the universe treats them the further you go up. And because this is a very small game, we're moving rapidly in this direction. If it's a longer running game, it's a lot slower. A lot
The
slower.
universe hates us.
Well,
all we need is 3 more subscribers, and we'll be at 30 in the churn.
you know you want to. Yeah. I do have plans if that does happen. So please, I do have plans. So that's how that works. And I think we should just shall we jump right in, or shall we do an explanation of who our characters are?
Let's go.
They're all going to die soon anyway.
Let's
we might as well give
play.
a little bit of backstory on them.
All right. Whatever you want.
Okay, so the person that's going to die wants to do a backstory. So let's. Woof.
As your life
Yeah.
flashes before your eyes.
As the life of Rage Kinson flashes before his eyes. No, so I'm Wolf of Red Roses. I am playing Rage Kinson, the lone Martian in the party. Technically, we also have a lone Belter today, but normally there's at least 2 of them. He is the ship's pilot, and I guess the person with the name on the lease, because he's the one who probably cares the most about getting the ship paid off, but unfortunately he's found himself in some hot water with people who he doesn't know who they're affiliated with yet. Got out of a storage locker that was getting the air sucked out of it, survived that to come out to a horde of goons with guns pointed at him. So, listen, it can only go up from here.
Mhm.
Or he can get shot in the head and die. I don't know.
Yeah. I do want to retcon, not guns, but goons with weapons. Which
Okay.
You didn't have a gun, so they outnumbered you, so...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, either way, like, the group of people outnumber me, person without weapons. So it's probably like, yeah, it's just better if I go with them.
Yeah. That was me going goons with guns or guys with guns, because it's an easy thing to say and it's like a common thing, but no, in this case, they didn't have guns yet.
Oh, that must be important that they don't have guns.
Yet.
Let me just Oh, yet. Okay, never mind.
Polly.
Hello, I'm Polly. I'm playing Romani Camille. I am an upper-class aristocratic socialite from Earth. I am also a visionary, and I am very wealthy, and I have a genteel way about me. My hobbies include being a real pain in the ass, complaining about the state of the ship and the boring nature of flying through a void of black for months on end, and brothels.
Okay.
Were you complaining about the brothels or just talking about them in general?
No, that's my other
part
hobby.
that's the other hobby.
Oh, okay.
That's what's up. And brothel enjoyer.
Enthusiast.
Enthusiast, there you go.
Dr. Oblong.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oblong. Are you sure that's not like a brothel Yelp reviewer?
Social media influencer for brothels.
I'm playing Bernie Sanders, Earther, medic technician, not good with people, good with his hands.
I don't want to ask, but I do want to ask. Can someone that's watching leave it, like, just check if there is Yelp reviews on brothels. If it goes to not suitable work, don't do it. But I'm just curious. Leave a comment down below on YouTube, please. I am just curious now if that's a thing. Because yeah.
Because you think you're getting into it.
No, I'm just like, is this
I'd
a
like
thing?
to see the critiques.
I feel like I've seen Google reviews.
I can answer this question for you right now.
No.
Like
The answer is yes.
Gotta be like
they
Bunny Ranch
exist.
or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
He
right
wants
here.
he wants
I won't
YouTube
give the name
comments.
of the brothel because we don't want we're not sponsored by them. If the brothel wants to sponsor us, then we'll say the name on air, I guess.
Oh, it's the Poly
But-
Ranch.
Well, yes, we'll say the Poly Ranch brothel in Las
There you
Vegas
go.
does have Yelp reviews.
Chibi?
Hey, I'm Chibi. I play Zinni, a belter who apparently the universe despises and hates because she is the lowest of the low. She has no money. She's an outcast even amongst the outcasts. But she's here. Let's see how it goes.
But it's another day.
Another day, another not dollar.
Yeah. Relying on the handouts from the rich.
Pretty much. So, as we last in our last episode, which is actually quite a while ago, in real life terms, unfortunately, in our last episode, our split up party were investigating the disappearance of a runaway child, who is not really a child, but a runaway heir, who is over 18, and their parents want them returned, i.e. they want our players, our party members, to kidnap this person and return them to Titan. This runaway heir, has disappeared for a while, but they turned up on the radar by accessing the company accounts to get a delivery of exotic and very expensive goods delivered to the station. The players split up in their search, one ending up going into a brothel and doing investigating there, the other investigating the docks and the delivery. In investigating the delivery, they came across, with the information of the other group, essentially the storage room or the storage locker of where the delivery was. inside the locker was a vast array of pallets of which had things like fragile and
Keep refrigerated.
keep refrigerated. We're talking about cheeses. We're talking about rare wines from Earth and bits and pieces. Only the best of the best. And then the doors locked, and the air started getting sucked from the room. Escaping that, though, through some quick ingenuity, and I did have timers counting down. Escaping that, they emerged from the room with very little air left in it, to a bunch of goons with weapons, who then abducted them and black-bagged them. The other group, after successfully spending the night in the brothel, if that's a successful thing or not, but getting information from various places in the brothel and essentially getting what they needed out of people in both adult and non-adult means, they left the brothel to try to go, oh wait, our friends haven't answered back for a while. They were down in the docks with this security locker. On the way though, they were blocked by some goons who did have guns, in nice suits, and they didn't look right for that nightclub area, but they were abducted because apparently they dropped the name of a criminal boss publicly, and word gets out pretty quickly. So which group do you want to start with first?
Well, we could start with mine, considering we are missing the one person who has some skills in talking,
Okay.
to see how quickly I just get murdered.
Okay. So we'll start with the easy one first, apparently.
Easy, quick, who's to say?
You're taken away. You don't know for how long. You aren't assaulted, you aren't knocked out, but you're walked through areas. You hear industrial noises for a time, then you hear nothing but like the grind of pipes and of metal. You feel you're not in a well-traveled or public area of the station. The bag is removed. You are by yourself. You don't see Janice at all, and you're walking.
That seems right.
And when your bag is removed, you are in a derelict room, very like almost industrial, but it looks like it's maybe a disused area of the station, something that haven't been used for a while, but has now been occupied by whoever these criminals are, whoever these abductors are. As you can see a few guards there. Two of them grab your arms, like from underneath your armpits, and just lift you up in the way where they're forcing you to move forward. As you move forward out of the room where the bag is removed, you see a window into another room off to the side, where a group of men, again, not well dressed but very industriously dressed, tattoos all over them, and they are in front of them is a table of weapons, which they are sorting out, handing out to people, checking, reloading, cleaning. They look like an assortment of weapons. Nothing impressive, but these are weapons. These are guns, and they are handing out to other people. In that, you see Janice getting handed a gun, handing a pistol. And he picks it up and he checks it and moves off out of scene as you moved forward through this area.
Shouldn't have gone with the Wilson 45. He should have gone with the Colt 77.
You get hit over the back of the head.
Oh.
No talk from you. And you get moved through this complex. You see other guards here and there. In this area, there are people with guns. They don't seem comfortable with them, but they are tucked into shirts or in pockets and things like that. They're not really in holsters. They're not really. You wouldn't say that they're used to having guns around or guns at the ready. They seem to be alert for some reason. Eventually, a door opens up and you're let in. Hey, boss man. This is one of the idiots that came to steal our stuff. You wanted to speak to him? Do you need us here? And so, from behind the desk, you see a woman who, in her 40s, looks like she's had a hard life. Tattoos on her face, and you can see tattoos on her hands that run up the sleeves of her arms. The woman is certainly in charge, and she has that presence of she's in control of everything. She answers back, just throw him to the ground and wait at the door. I'll deal with this mess. What did you do with the other one? Says, he's one of us. He signed up. He's going to help us with our recent troubles. Like, so, Montel, if you need us any problems, just give us a call. We'll just be outside. And good luck with this, Swellwalla. She stands up, and do you stand up off the ground, or you just stay on the ground?
You want me to stand? You want me to lay here? Got a preference?
You can sit. But is there any reason why you're investigating the storage locker?
Yeah, we're looking for Kai. Sorry, I'm forgetting the last name here. What was his last name?
Dardanius.
Dardanius. Yeah, we're looking for Kai Dardanius.
In storage lockers? Why would someone be hiding in a storage locker?
Well, so we got word that he used his access codes at his daddy's company to order that stuff. So we didn't know if there was a clue in there leading us to him. Personally, I don't care about the stuff in there. If it led us to Kai, that would have been great, but seems to be just the stuff he ordered. So,
sounds like to me that you're trying to rob this Kai Dardanius, and you're breaking into his storage locker. Might have to get the security on you.
I mean, you certainly can.
So, what's this Kai person to you?
Well, and the long and short of it is Daddy Darnanius wants his son back. So he asked us to come get him because he owns my ship. So here I am.
So you always do fetch jobs for people?
Only when they threaten to take away my ship and all my livelihood.
Well, you got yourself into a bit of a mess here.
I can tell.
So what's in it for me?
Well, I suppose the first question is, like, if Kai's with you, I suppose you don't want to give him up because he's going to be ordering stuff you're probably selling off for profit to fund your operation here, would be my guess. And if he's not with you, well, then I'm taking him off the board to stop him from ordering more supplies for whoever is making a profit off of him. The other option is, of course, that you already know that the guy who I was with is part of my crew. He seems friendly to your cause. OPA, I'm guessing. Feel free to deny it if you want.
Oh, you can see OPA.
Yeah. But so
you can see like there's open OPA tattoo on neck.
Yeah, I was like, so my thought on this is Personally, I kind of agree with your cause on a fundamental level of, yeah, Belter's been treated like shit. You guys want to get better things for yourselves? Totally fair. So,
So you
my
fancy
thought on
yourself
it,
a Belter Lago, eh?
not that, but I do believe that each man should determine his own destiny.
She
So
gives
fundamental
a
beliefs are the same. Each person, my apologies.
Thank you.
Not a problem. But general philosophy is the same, I would say. So, I mean, I am a cargo ship. I assume you occasionally need cargo sent places. Seems to me, worst case scenario, we can cut a deal on that front. I come here often because old Daddy Anderson has stuff shipped from Earth and here.
She seems to be nonchalant with the offer of like cargo ship. Like, who do you think runs the docks?
I assume it's you guys.
Like, who do you think runs all the shipping in and out of here?
Once again, I assume you.
Another cargo ship doesn't do me much.
Oh, that's what I got to offer you.
And you think that what this Kai person, if I know who this is, or if I have any idea where this person is, I'm not saying I do, not saying I don't, of course, but you're saying that you're just trying to stop them from dealing, like importing goods to sell in the black market.
No. Personally, don't give a damn about that. Not paid to care about that. No, I said the daddy of the family wants him back, so he wants him brought back to him. So my thought is, get him back to him and then let him do his own thing, because I don't care at that point.
And you say they own your ship. Is that so? There's not money involved here.
I mean, if you can get my ship free and clear, I'm more than happy to leave him alone. Or if you can get me at least guaranteed work, because that's also part of it, is he's also going to essentially blacklist me from getting any cargo work.
Oh, there's other ways of getting cargo. It's just
hard to do on a non-offensive ship, if you catch my meaning.
no. The OPA doesn't always need offensive ships. Cargo ships work just as well, and we have our own little cargo supplies here and there.
Once again, not picky on who I work for, just I've been working for him for a while, and he's always paid me well up until, well, this happened, so.
But I'm just wondering what's in it for me.
As I said, I kind of offered you all I got, so.
It's not much.
I mean, the other option, it's not. Other thing I got going for me. Noticed your weaponry out there looking a little bit shoddy. Not sure if you're familiar with the Kinson family of arms, but got a little bit of gunsmith in my blood. You probably take a look, make sure everything's running tip-top shape at the very least. Especially considering you're arming up, I assume you're going out with it.
And what lets you think that we're going to trust a well-weller like you to inspect our guns and maybe disable them? No.
I mean,
No.
gun to my head would be the most obvious thing. You then test them out after they're working to verify that they work. I mean, you can easily verify the work I do.
Still trying to figure out what you're worth to me.
Oh, I gave you everything I got, so.
Not much.
No, it's not.
Really ain't much.
Nope,
Not enough me any
not
money.
at all.
Just a
Don't
ship.
got no money.
Although
As
if you
said-
work for us, then if you're offering our shipping, you're working for us, then you don't need this daddy.
Yeah, and that is entirely fair.
And we'll move to the others. So, on the other side of the spectrum, you don't travel very far. Don't travel very far at all. You're not black bagged, but you're moved to only
How
a
are they
couple.
going to make me do what they want?
Did you?
They have weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They have weapons and we don't. Or at least I don't.
Well, then I'll see where this goes.
Did you want to start a fight?
No,
We can do this right now. Or
no.
So-
I feel like I would not actually start a fight in this situation.
Okay.
Or I would be like, "Hey, should we get him? Let's get him."
And we both ignore you.
I
So-
try the Spock move. Oh yeah, what about this? It's science fiction, right? This should work.
it's not that science fiction, and if you go and reach
Oh,
for
well.
them,
No, I don't. I was just kidding. I'm just joking around. It's in my head. I'm doing a voiceover monologue.
okay. Just wondering, because if you reach for them, you're gonna get clocked over the back of the head with the butt of a pistol.
No, in my head, I'm saying, I bet I could take all these guys.
So you don't actually go very far. Only a couple of corridors. You see a person, two people just standing, like next to the wall, and what you wouldn't have normally seen is there's a gap between them, which leads off a little bit further. They see you approach and they just separate, and then you can see this, like, again, you wouldn't normally see, wouldn't normally notice. You just notice two people talking. But as they separate, it's like, oh, there's a thin corridor behind. Single file through this section, but it opens out into what looks to be maybe an old office space, which is now used for different offices. On the entrance area, you see a few couches, some holovids, and some screens up there. People dressed in suits. You see rifles, like sitting next to them. They've got pistols. They certainly they seem to be discussing something, and they seem to be discussing an upcoming attack as you walk past. But you don't get a lot of it. But they're talking about an attack and finally dealing with this problem and this thorn in your side, and get the boss what he needs.
That's right. Free the belt. I'm with you.
Clock in the back of the head.
Oh. Hey. I'm on your side. Okay, fine. Forget it then. The belt sucks. Ow.
So
Mean. Very tall though.
Are
you
there
walk-
any belters here, actually?
This isn't really a seemly belter
Yeah.
hangout.
Oh,
These are
sorry,
people in
wrong.
suits. These are
Mars.
people-
Oh, Earthers?
Hard to
Probably.
see. Hard to really tell if they're Earthers or Martians, but they're
Oh, I hate
certainly
Martian.
not. They're certainly not belters. Like they're not. They don't have tattoos. These are more
sounds
conservative. These are more organized criminals compared to more of the belter organized crime, terrorism groups. So you walk through a few places and you're presented to an office. Not that far in. There's about half a dozen to maybe a dozen people that you've seen, as in guards in this area. You walk into an office. There's plush furniture. There's a nice old mahogany desk there, which has got some monitors on it and whatnot. Behind it is a man in his 40s, balding and with man in his 40s with a big thick beard. You can see that he's got that his hair is not his. You can see it's a toupee, but it's the type of toupee which everyone around him can see, but they don't acknowledge. And you think it might be a dangerous thing to acknowledge. But it's that type of. It's not that good. As you enter, he's sitting at his desk, and he's like, so these are the people that talk to my name, and what can I do with you? I heard you were asking about me.
Who,
I thought,
me?
I thought we should have a meeting. If
I think you got the wrong group.
no. In the bottle, you mentioned my name, so I thought we should get acquainted. After all, if you're asking about me, I'd like to know who is asking about me.
And I say, "G'day, Orna. My name's Bernie. How you doing, mate?"
I'm a bit busy at the moment, but
You asked us here,
oh yes.
you set this meeting, mate.
Well, I think you said this meeting asking and trying to inquire about me and trying to figure out what's going on.
Nah, we're asking about Kai.
Yeah. You just happened to come up as a footnote.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people.
So some of the guards, when you say Kai, they look at each other, and then you see that glance, but nothing more. Says, "Why are you asking about Kai?"
Daddy wants him back.
You hear a giggle, but it's really, really quiet from behind you. Really quiet. There's who's this daddy? The man says.
His dad.
Biological dad?
Yeah. Mr. Dardanelius.
Again, you hear a giggle. It's like a little bit louder. You think it's from one of the guards that's behind you that's hitting this, but it's So what? You've been asked by? You're looking to kidnap this person?
No, we're going to
Escort.
ask him to come back to his dad.
And what if he doesn't want to?
Well, then
I think that's between us and Kai.
Because Kai is a legal adult and can speak for himself.
Jeez, come on.
And Zinni is literally just like, oh my god, this is such a hassle.
Yeah.
So she is like,
Yeah.
But what if Kai has other intentions?
well, he can
we
tell
won't
us
know
that
until we
himself.
talk him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who are you? Are you Kai?
No,
I'm
he's Kai's
confused.
jilted ex-lover.
Well, I don't know.
A cock of a weapon from behind you.
A what?
The cocking of a gun.
Oh, God, this is so dumb. Okay, all right. What do you want me to say?
I'm on
Yeah.
Aquilo, the person that you'll speak. This person that you're speaking of in the brothel.
Wait, who? Who are you again?
As I said, Kai's
On
ex-lover.
Aquilo. Not X. He's been kidnapped.
He's been kidnapped.
Wait, he's been kidnapped?
Yes.
No,
Or
he's
we've
about to
been
be
kidnapped.
kidnapped.
Oh, by us.
Wait, no. So Kai
Okay,
was taken from under your watch?
Yeah, wait a second. He's already been kidnapped before we were supposed to. Wait a second. We were supposed to. I mean, no.
So Kai was your live-in partner, and then Kai went missing from your place, and now you're trying to find Kai, and we're
Yeah.
trying to find Kai?
So Kai left, and they've all told you that he's been kidnapped, and they can't find him.
Are you offering to find for me?
Look,
We've got our own
a
job.
pre-existing contract.
Yeah.
Our pre-existing contract says bring Kai home. Once Kai is home, we don't
do
care
whatever
what
he wants,
happens
yeah.
to Kai.
Oh,
You are
you can
welcome
bring him
to
back
take
here.
him
Wait.
back.
Wait. Hear the man out. Hold on a second. This is how my daddy would do it. Whoa, wait. You
Keep
know,
your credits in your pockets.
we're business people here. You know, like, what's on the table?
Straighten says,
We're happy to. We are. You know, servants for folks like you. Pretty good, huh? I learned that from my pops. He's so crooked, it's crazy.
he would be. What's on the table? Well, if you help us out, and if you do find Kai, and the person that's kidnapped him has something, well, has a much shorter life, then
You want us to take care of him, huh? Oh, I've seen these movies before. Okay, good. Sorry. Go ahead.
we could, I'm sure,
We'll
sweeten
do
the
it.
deal.
We're hired.
But of
And Zinni just take like the fraction of a step away from Armani. just that little shift of.
We normally don't stand close to her.
Yeah.
This assignment finally got good. I've been flying around on this stupid ship for months. Ugh, I thought we were gonna go babysit somebody, but this is way better. What you're offering, it's a way better deal. Tell me more. Tell me more about all the gangster stuff we're supposed to do for you.
well, it's we're not asking you to do any gangster stuff. I'm just saying
no.
if your liberation of Kai goes down a certain way and the captives are taken out of the picture, suitably punished, then I might be able to sweeten the deal with things.
Now I don't really need the money, but these guys look like they do, right? I mean, look at them.
And
Zinni is kind of just like, wait, hold on, okay. Let's just backtrack. I don't even care about. You're saying sweeten the deal. If we take away the sweetness, what is the deal you're trying to pull here? What is the actual?
if you get in my way, then you might have the same fate as the other people in this deal.
What constitutes as getting in your way?
That's up to you.
No.
It's up to my men, really.
We need to know what getting in your way means so we can not get in your way.
Well, my men will have their orders, and if anyone tries to get in that, then that's, well,
I think
your
you're
problem if
confused.
you're in the wall.
We don't care about this kid. Like, we're just doing a job. We'll do your
Yeah.
job. It's fine. It sounds cooler anyway than the job we got from the whatever, the dad.
Bernie, can I get you to do a role, please? As
Okay.
like the person that's not actively talking in this part.
Mhm.
Can I get you to do? I think I need. Oh, that's pretty bad.
I like how we just decided, like, screw trying to be subtle. We just want to get the shit done.
I think you misunderstood.
All our
You guys
cards
give
out. We
one
don't
fuck
give a-
about this guy.
I like how both groups are just like, yeah, we're willing to sell out the guy who like told us to find his son immediately. We do not care.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I think either
Come on now,
perception
this
or
is the-
intelligence
this is the belt here.
for
We know how
Bernie.
I've seen the TV shows. Like, this place is a mess.
Yeah, like, can I add any of my bonusy things to either of them?
You're all criminals.
I think perception
right?
with
So I just wanna be like
searching.
you.
Perception searching?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I think that works.
All
Yeah, a
That's one of
13.
my few
fun
skills.
Criminals.
You notice something has been missing, or like something was missed when that description was talked about. He didn't say anything about recovering his boyfriend.
Yeah, he just wants them taken out. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure
Just
it's
can-
right that he is.
Can
a
you just
guilty
tell us
lover,
who we
and
have
he
to
just-
kill and we'll do it, okay? Why you gotta be so, Why,
No,
why
I
are you
don't say.
being
I
so,
don't say
like,
anything
vague?
about it.
I'm just saying, if things go sideways,
Things go sideways and the captors get taken out. You'll be happy?
Come on, this is the belt. People kill each other all the time. That's what my dad says. You're all scum. So I want to just be like you.
and I mean, and if something happens to Kai,
You'll also
will-
be happy?
You will
Okay,
mourn
wait.
him
Okay.
greatly.
Do you want us to? Oh, this guy sucks. You know what? You know what? I would do a better job at your job than you're doing. I think you should go. Let me hire you to go kill whoever you want us to hire to kill.
Without telling you who you want us to kill, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
'cause
your
it'll
way
just
of
be
kind of.
easier.
What?
I can't
Look.
understand. Why do you follow
Yeah.
this schmuck? Yes.
deal with Maeta. If you can get with her, and if something happens to Kai on the way through, I don't care.
Who was
But-
that? Who was
Wait a
that?
second.
Moita?
Why did you kidnap us? We don't have anything to do with any of that
Moneta.
stuff. I mean,
Moneta.
And this is who has Kai.
you
That's-
kidnapped us to do a professional like hit. Yo, you
No,
know,
you're
I mean, look
already
at us.
trying a kidnapping job. I'm just saying it gets messy.
Where do we find this
Okay.
one?
I mean, I guess we can do it. I don't know. Seems like you should get real professionals to handle this kind of stuff, but I guess it's the belt. You know, the pickings are slim.
But if something but you're outsiders. They might not know you. They're expecting us.
So where do we find this Moneta?
With that, we'll go across the other group.
Okay.
I say group, it's one person.
Hello.
Group of me.
It is the group of one.
Mhm.
Myself.
So where do we leave off? We left off with you offering your ship and services.
Yeah.
So,
As I said, I don't have much else to offer. Other option, of course, is, I mean, so stop me if I'm wrong here. Kai came to you for whatever reason, and you got him to order the goods you're going to sell off, right?
as payment,
Right. Sure. I'm assuming if that keeps happening, eventually Mr. Dardanus is going to cut his codes off and no longer get those working.
no, Kai wanted off the station.
Okay.
So instead of going to his daddy, he
Sure.
ran away from his daddy, and you don't think he's talking about his father. Instead of going to his daddy and asking to get away from, he came to me because he knew that he needed to get away. So the goods are payment to help get off the
All right,
station.
so it's a one-time payment, not a multiple-time thing you're trying to pull off here.
Yes, but I also wanted leverage over Orn Aquila.
Over
So
who?
I thought his ex-boyfriend, his daddy.
Didn't even know. Oh, okay. I thought you meant his actual biological father, who I'm talking about. But okay.
No. So
Gotcha.
I wanted leverage, and doesn't seem to want to negotiate.
I mean, I don't know Kai's personal life. Are they still together? Like, if he left him, maybe his daddy's mad at him. So
We're gonna
does
stop
it work
these.
as
We need to stop using the word daddy. It's getting a bit convoluted.
we will separate it by father and daddy?
Sugar daddy.
Also works.
Like I wanted to have something that was, well, I wanted some negotiation over him to muscle him with some of his markets, but doesn't want to negotiate. And I've been hearing that that they've armed themselves up, and so we're trying to get ourselves some weaponry, which we have. Thankfully, it's not the best, but we have.
I mean, take what you can get in times of desperation. Totally understand.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Woo.
Hi, sorry about that. A little bit of technical issues. And wavy arms, apparently.
Solves anything.
Apparently so. So, back in the derelict sections of Ganymede Station, the disused tunnels. Negotiation with Moneta.
Moneta. Whose name I don't have yet.
No, you
Never
don't.
got it.
No, they don't, of course. She says, so do you have a contact number for this for this person's father? I mean, if I had Kai, not saying if I do, but let's just say that I do. I mean, I want to make sure this deal is legit. That
I would assume, like out of character, I would assume we have that. Like we have some way of getting in touch with them. So yeah, I got some like communication stuff. If you want it, sure. Didn't say not to hand it out, so
Probably get it off our comms officer, who is part of the OSI.
OPA.
Who's getting
OPA, whatever. Yeah.
who's getting armed up at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you mention the comms officer, like one of the people said, that's the other one that's he's in the army at the moment. Oh, so do you want me to get him? It's like, yeah, okay. So a few minutes later.
Also, tell him to get the Coulson 77. It's a better model.
Yeah.
He took a Coulter 45. It ain't. If you want stopping power, you go for the Coulson. I'm just saying.
You haven't done many. Have you ever shot a weapon in a space station? You don't want through shots. Through shots
right.
tend to be bad.
Right, but I assume the people you're
Less
going
is
up
more.
against will. Fair enough. I was about to say, my only thought on that process is, like, if they're behind cover, you have a chance of shooting through it. But, once again, haven't been in an actual firefight, only been
But
in the
if you
test
miss,
range. Fair enough point.
if you miss and it goes through a wall and there's something critical behind that, or if there's nothing behind that, that's even worse.
Yeah,
That's why
no.
these guys
Fair
have
enough.
guns
Once
and
again,
they-
as I said, test range only. Haven't been actually in a firefight.
Do you want to?
I have a feeling that was leading up to it. Prefer not to, but I don't think I got much of a choice now, do I?
We'll see.
Fair enough.
Few moments later, so a few moments later, Janus comes in with what looks to be a dressed up, like one of the locals, but no visible tattoos, and more like you can see they got like the khaki work pants and everything, and like the boots and everything, but the top is like almost a suit, like a suit jacket. And like they come in and it's like, can you just put the number in, and a call is made. The other person sits down in the office. She sits aside. It's like, don't wait. They don't always. Rich people don't like how we speak, and so it's always nice to have someone that represents us for the richer people, for the money people.
I do. So Janice talking to him? I talking to him? How are we doing this?
No, you be quiet.
Okay.
And what you witness is a call to, there's the delay to Titan and back, but a call goes out. She's asking for half of what payments that you went. Did you want to try to change that law? If you'd like to do a communication bargaining?
So just to make sure I'm clear, she is asking for half the mortgage price of my ship, essentially. You said, what is it, persuasion bargaining?
Yeah. You're not actively in this conversation, but you can kind of interrupt enough to change the conversation a little bit.
You know what? We haven't rolled enough this session, and I'm looking to put some horrible things. So, she just, sees me sitting down with, going, all right, communications, got a +0 to this. Let's go! 9. How many fortune points do I need to spend to increase this?
Okay, the TN is 11.
I'll spend 2, sure, whatever.
Okay, so it's not a stunt, but it's an 11, and the drama die is 4, so 5% per each one of your drama dice, so you actually pull down to about 30%. With your just Well, you're trying to put down like of her share.
Oh no, okay, I was mistaken as to what's happening. I thought she was asking for half of my ship price to buy off the ship. That was my understanding of what's happening.
No,
So
she
she's
wasn't buying
asking.
your ship. She was taking your share of the
Your
proceeds
reward.
of your reward.
Oh,
She was
yeah. I mean,
asking
that's still fine. That's still 70% off the mortgage. Hell yeah, I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah. So you kind of interrupt enough for and of course with Janice being there, there's a little bit of a help with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that as well. And you just like the communication, because there's that delay, it takes time, and the deal is hashed out with you being present, and you can communicate because you talk, then there's a delay, wait for the message, and then it comes back, and then delay, and then it's not the instant communication we know. It's really weird compared to what we are used to now, but there is distance between Ganymede and Titan.
Yeah, it's essentially we're sending like voicemails to each other.
Yeah, in a call in itself, yes. And the deal is hashed out that you're essentially returning Kai. But you're also having to get him off the station.
Well, assume that's a bit easier with potentially the OPA wanting to make some kind of profit here. But you never know. Who's to say?
Back in the other side of the station. This is all happening beforehand because anyway. Back in the other side of the station, because I believe you're asking where.
Yes.
Where
is Moneta?
Yeah. This Monetta's she hides out in the old parts. All the OPA hide out in the old tunnels of the station. It's one of those they're like tunnel rats. They get into all the little nooks and crannies. They don't care about like being able to walk around on two legs. They like to crawl around, get themselves dirty. No respect for themselves or those around them. And like, are you offering to go deal what's need be? We can provide something that might help you. Weaponry, of course.
I like to use my hands.
Would you like something sharp with that?
No. Hands.
Not even knuckle dusters?
Let me make it clear.
Okay. It's when people are shooting at you. It's usually best to shoot back, but that's on you.
Yeah.
And the women folk?
I've spent plenty of time in the Earth military. I know what I'm doing.
And the women folk?
I'm an engineer, not a fighter.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I got it covered, mate.
Okay, just offering you some pistols, but if you think you can...
No, we don't do guns.
It's on you. And it's at that point someone comes in. And you overhear a conversation. You overhear a conversation that indicates that they kind of know what's happening. They kind of know where he is. Like, specifically where he is. Like, you hear that he's going to be transported through section this and section that through the station. And, like, that the guards will be low. And it'd be a great time to attack.
Yeah. I will chirp in and say, yeah, look, if you want this done clean without any dirt on your hands, leave it to us.
I just want to make this clear. I just want those that openly defy me to be punished. That includes both Kai and Moneta.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, you're free to leave the station. I've got no problem with you. If you need help with pink water, then, well, I'm sure we can deal with something there.
I'm pretty sure that Relmani got along quite well with pink water already, so we'll be fine there.
Mm-hmm.
We're an expert team, don't you worry.
That's right. We'll murder everybody if we need you. Boss.
I'm not boss man. I'm just anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. You're just a guy.
Well, anyway. If you don't need any more assistance, the details are as follows. In about 5 hours' time, you're told that they're going to be passing through a section of the station, an old disused tunnel of the station.
Hey, boss man, I need a gun. I don't have a gun, and I also need training on how to use it.
I was just offering
I don't
it to
know
you.
how to shoot a gun.
I would, you don't need a gun. Please do not take a gun. Oh my God.
Okay, well, I need
Relmani,
something to
please.
do with.
If there's one thing you shouldn't touch on this station, it's a gun.
I don't. Okay, so like this is boss man. This is gonna become.
I'm not a boss man.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
That's for the filthy belters.
You're sorry. Godfather. I'm going. This is gonna be hard for you to believe, but I've actually never killed anybody. So you're gonna have to tell me exactly how to do it. I'm telling you, you got the B team. I don't know why you didn't get Rio killers. I'm happy to do it, right? But you gotta
Romani,
tell me
I've got
how
this.
to do it.
You don't know, you haven't. No, you don't know my past, but I've got this.
Oh.
He calls everyone the guards.
Okay. Oh.
And I'll just grab one of the guns and just go.
Oh, you do this.
And just put it down, and then just go. I've got this. And if you need me to make a fighting check to see how awesome that impresses them.
Yeah, try to get it. This will be
how
good
your
I take it back.
filter?
You did hire the right people, I guess.
This is where you want to get a stunt. And you trigger
13
a
and
stunt
4.
How about that?
with stun points.
I've got a whole new respect.
So
for
that's
this
4
crew.
stunt points to do with a social or attitude, I suppose.
Or combat.
I want it
I
more
would
of that.
also like combat, yeah. But you don't need to spend them in this fight, but you got 4 stunt points to go. Oh my God, yes, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's me just trying to impress them, saying I've got this covered. Like whatever these girls are saying, she's a technician and she's just a bimbo here that's for some reason with me. But yeah, I've got this covered.
So looking through the stunts, there's
Rapid reload.
Oozing confidence. Your action impresses or fools all the right people.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. Yeah. How much does that cost?
4.
Perfect.
All right. Nice.
Done. And I have been acting quite confident since I walked in here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just look, there's a reason I'm here to get Kai. Just chill. I've got this covered.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Professional. I mean, I'm quiet.
Yeah. He withdraws his offer for an extra weapon for the group, or weapons each. But
yeah, as I say, I don't I know how to use them, but I'm telling you, I don't need it.
okay.
I'm thinking maybe an airlock.
You're gonna space him. Ooh, I've heard about that in the movies too.
Okay, just to point out, Ganymede Station is built in the rock itself. It's not like a space station off in space. It's on Ganymede. So while some of it's above ground, there's also below ground, and there's massive.
So they're not passing through it, and if they're passing through tunnels,
No.
Okay.
So the old tunnels of the station are the old dugout mined tunnels of the station.
There'd still be
things
air
like that.
vents and stuff.
Yeah, there's still air vents. There is still.
Yeah. You have to space him. That's the cool way to do it.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't use heavy weapons and things like that, because you do have that issue. But generally speaking, weapons and pistols are not going to pierce like vents or not going to pierce walls. It's not that type of. It's not that. It's not that type of danger. But that's why you don't use armor-piercing weapons, because they would. That's yeah. And that's why I'm also not giving you grenades. Mainly for Polly.
We must improvise
It's
all
mainly
our
Polly.
explosions.
Who's that?
Either
My
way.
name is Relmani.
So, if you don't want an extra pistol, because I'm going to give you a light pistol, but that's okay, cool.
I'll take one.
So he's withdrawing his hand after that impressive, and you just take it anyway. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And I take it off her and put it back on the counter, and I'm like, no,
Aw,
Relmani, and
no
slap her hand.
fun. No fun. That's okay. I think we're in good hands, boss man. I mean, Godfather or whatever, Uncle
Don.
Don. You know, you could call me the consigliere.
So, you've got 5 hours to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So you're not
unless
letting-
unless
they're
you got
letting
something
us.
else.
They're letting us go, right?
They're letting you go.
Cool.
They're letting
Well,
you go.
we post haste walk out of there, and like as we're clear, and I like look around and like check we're clear. I'm like,
Can you believe it? We're gangsters!
I'm like, I am I'm using my terminal to be just like, Rage. Are you still alive? Rage.
We are
You
getting
won't
believe
off
what
this
just happened.
station
Rage.
right now. We are getting off this station with or without that fucking kid.
So, Rage, you also.
So when you shoot somebody, do you turn the gun sideways? Is that how you do it?
Rage, you also, if you wish to have a pistol, they will offer you a pistol as well.
It's like, yeah, sure. If we're gonna be,
Yeah.
this whatever the gangsters coming after this kid, I gotta
Now we
protect them till we
Yeah.
get them off planet.
They,
So I'll take one. Yeah, sure.
they essentially arrange a time that the docks might be a bit more clear.
Mhm.
And like a docking essentially a time for you to get off the station, a window for you where you could sneak through a bit more clearly, but it won't be for several more hours. And they ask you to come back at a certain time, and they'll.
While I'm here, since I'm kind of helping you guys, and I want to make sure you all don't, get hurt as much as possible. Do you mind if I take a look at your guns and actually check to make sure they're all okay?
They still deny that.
That would
All right.
that'd be a roll.
You
Trying
can
to
check
make
the
sure.
gun that they
Roll
offer you.
for it.
Oh, if
Yeah,
you want to
sure.
roll. But sometimes they're just
for it.
you're an outsider asking to check the guns of a terrorist organization.
To be fair, they're also offering me a gun,
They are offering you a gun.
which is a
Just
bit
check
weird
it
for a
safe.
terrorist organization to offer an outsider a gun. I'm just saying, there's a lot of weird things happening today.
This is the
So I
GM
gotta roll
going,
for
you
it."
might need it.
Yep, I mean, once again,
It's a group
if they tell him no, he's not going to push the issue anymore. He's like, I offered the service. They said no. I do definitely check the gun they give me. 100%. I do not. I make sure that thing is in 100% working
It's
order.
serviceable. It's not going to be top of the line, but it's serviceable. It's probably been used
It
by many
will,
crimes.
it will put the lead in the direction I point it.
Mhm.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Which is also good because my dexterity, which is what you use for ranged weapons, is much better than my fighting.
Mm.
I got nothing for anything.
So
I
you
got
get
-1 and 0.
when you come out of the tunnels area where it's like you're escorted out, and you can kind of know where to find the entrance area, and that will then lead you back in again. It's still a bit hazy though. your communicator is just like rage, 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 rage.
I'm like, stop texting. I'm just gonna call you right now, and I like call them for the communicator, like ring, 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 ring,
It's spotty,
ring,
but
ring, ring.
Murder team.
Oh no, I don't call you.
Molly-
I do not call you. 100% no.
Dude,
Never. I call Zinni.
Zinni's just gonna be like, "You will not believe what just happened."
I mean, I might. My day's also been a bit weird so far. But go ahead.
We've essentially, she's like kind of glancing, like she's like moving the thing so that we can see both like her and Bernie, and she's like,
Okay,
Have we
look,
just been-
Romani got laid and I blindsided a gangster.
I think we just got hired to kill.
Oh yeah, we
Kai.
got hired to kill Kai.
Well, funny enough, I found him, kinda.
Oh, we were also told where to find him. Should we like meet up in a cafe or something and just talk over like I feel like snacks.
Oh, we got 5 hours. I said we meet on the ship where I know there's not eyes and ears on us. Or there
Yeah.
might be eyes and ears now, but they're at least hopefully not on the ship itself. Oh, Janice is not going to be joining us for a little bit. Don't worry about that one. I'll explain
Did
it
you
later.
also find a brothel?
He found companionship in a sense, I suppose.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Are you
Back to
still
the
at
ship.
the
Back to the
docks?
Now.
Like, I look around. Yes, I think so. I'll find my way back. It shouldn't be too hard.
All right. We'll meet you at the ship.
All right.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
on the way to the ship, because the churn's too high not to. On the way to the ship.
Shit blows up.
No.
Kaboom!
Yeah.
You see people walking past, and you see a couple of Pinkwater security, and they've got. I think Rage sees them first. I think Rage sees this first, and they've got Romani's photo. Like you see,
Wait.
like
Rage isn't there.
yeah, this is Rage
No, this-
on the way back to the ship
Ah!
as well.
Like on the way to
Oh,
the back
okay,
of the
okay.
ship, I
Yeah.
see Pinkwater security, and I
Okay.
like glance over at the pad they're looking at and see a photo of
Okay.
Romani.
Well, Romani, yeah, all dressed up and whatnot. And then it goes past, and then it's like Zinni, and then it's got. And this is more of a security camera style of Zinni, and then
Mhm.
Bernie.
Romani's a headshot.
Yeah, Romani's like
Headshot
posed.
agents.
Romani's is posed. And then it's got a picture of you. And they stop. They
As
look
soon
up.
as I'm already like bolting. I'm gone. I'm like, nope, not dealing with whatever this is. This is a separate problem that I don't have time for.
Okay. Hey, stop! And they chase.
Dead.
All right, well,
Probably rules
I
for that.
yeah, time for chase scene.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Let me
Chase scene.
open my rule book.
I thought I remembered seeing that. There was a special.
It's
rules
on
for
there.
that.
I just
I
gotta
do have a
see where
chase
it
scene.
is.
Oh, you have a chase scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got AP
Cool.
shoot.
Yeah, I guess this is an introductory.
So, You see that you're like right there with them.
Mhm.
Because you're close enough to see them on the pictures on the communicate. And like cross across, and then it was you, and like they look up, and you just bolt, and stop, Pinkwater security, stop. And can I get a Constitution check, please?
Constitution check, huh? That's
Yeah.
unfortunate. Not a dexterity check to run away, huh?
Well, how are you running away?
I would imagine that we're on the docks, right? Like,
You're
is that-
in not on the docks, but in
Mhm.
like corridors and whatnot of the station, not in the full docks yet, but on like close to it. But they were in front of you when it came across. So
All right. But I assume being like the corridors and stuff of this station, there's still a lot of like loose debris hanging around.
yeah,
Then like I'm parkouring over it and like doing all the like throwing things behind me as I pass them to like trip them up. Because I imagine if they're security, they're probably in a uniform that, while protective, might not give them the best like dexterity
mm-hmm.
or ability to like do things with finesse. So I'm like jumping over things and like sliding over things,
Okay.
going underneath stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
mine's definitely if I can dexterity.
Yep. So the target number is 12, but it's not about successes. It's about drama die. It's about how many you get to the threshold.
All right, dexterity it is. Well, that's real high, but the stunt points aren't great. I do get to use a stunt though, correct?
Yeah,
like I
it
do
is.
still get to use
Yeah.
it. All right. Let me see what the stunt options are for this kind of thing. Because is there specifically like chase scene stunts?
There is chase stunts.
There is chase stunts.
Evasive maneuver for 2 points on your next turn. Attacks against you or your vehicle suffer a -2 penalty.
That does seem good. Yeah, I'll do that evasive maneuver. So if they try and like tase me or grab me, they'll have a penalty to it.
And you can also punch it. Oh, no, yeah. So yes, that's it. That is your 2. Yes.
Yep. So that's
So,
my 2.
They get a total of 4.
It's more than mine.
Yeah. So they are they are in the lead, so to speak, but it's about the next one.
Sure. Unfortunately, I didn't roll triple sixes and would have been perfectly fine, but no. Here we are. All right. So next roll.
Yep. So they're right on your tail.
Another 2. That does give me another 2 stunt points.
Plus the -2 on them.
Yep. And there was another option for like gun it. And they got a 6. How surprising.
So
what does gun it do?
gun it gives you
+1 bonus on your next chase test for each 1 SP you spend.
That doesn't help me here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, you could spend 2 and have a +2 on your next test.
Right, but I think I'm not getting another dice because they have beaten me both times pretty soundly.
No, they didn't pass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They didn't pass.
They didn't pass. Oh, no, they did.
Oh.
12, no, -2 is 10. Because because you first time, they only go 10. They didn't pass. They were right on you, but because you're parkouring over this and that, they essentially, you get through where they get a roadblock.
Then I'll just do the same thing again. Give them another -2 on the next roll.
Yep.
I think it's my best option. So I'm going to roll dexterity again.
Yep, we'll do. So you're still only on 4 though.
I'm on 4. They're on 4.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't pass, they're drama dice. So we're tied.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 16. This time I got 4. Unfortunately, they passed 2. So they get a -2 to it, which doesn't help me.
But they're at 10.
And you're at 8.
You're at 8.
Yep.
Okay. So it's at this stage where you're jumping over things, and as you try and jump over that last one, grab on your arm. As they reach the target number of 10 in this circumstance, to grab you, unless you've got stunt points, which might.
I do have 4 stunt points to use on this chase scene.
But the catch is they have reached. So if
Right,
you've got
so,
something they can do right now.
Unfortunately, I just don't have the chase scene. Oh, here we go, chase. The action stunts, sure. General combat stunts, or the general chase stunts.
So you can punch it, which gives +1 to the chase for +1 to each chase part for each SP you spent. So you could punch it 4, which means
And would that get me?
they get 10. All you need is 10,
If
You're
I
at
punch
8.
it 4, that brings me up to 12. So I'll punch it 4 and escape.
which they just get out of their reach.
So yeah, they go to reach me right as I do another I think it's called
Yeah.
like a cat jump, where you like put your hands down first and pull yourself over. So I do another cat jump, and they just hit like the small like chest high wall that I was doing it over, and they like slam into it, and I manage to get out of there as they catch their breath.
Yep. And it's at that stage the other party turns up.
As Rage
Oh,
runs into
the chase goes right by us. Hey, look.
Yeah.
right into Realm.
Yeah.
The chase goes right by you. As Rage escapes,
I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
but the rest of you chase scene.
All right.
Oh.
No,
well, I
actually, you
kinda-
don't know this chase scene.
I don't. Well, we saw Rage run past. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Zinni's just gonna take a quick like blink, glance at Bernie, and then she's just gonna bolt after Rage. Like, that's the
day
pilot. We need
the day
him.
We've had, and we see Rage running for the ship. We're running for the ship.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. If he gets away, then we're stuck, and I don't want to be stuck. All right. So I start going too,
Okay.
in my heels and dress, and
Mhm.
that's gonna not work very well.
Well,
Constitution or Dex,
It's-
right?
it's how you want to describe yourself. Where Rage was describing it as more parkour than he's using Dex. Normally, it's Constitution. You can also
I'm
use
good with
Strength
that.
if you can figure a way of using Strength. In here, it's got Strength climbing possibly, but it's more
I'll
tunnel.
use Constitution. I'm gonna kick my shoes off.
Glass slipper then. So
Can I try to assist the chase using my like we've come to this station a number of times, yeah?
mhm.
And we're currently in what kind of section of town do you say we're in? Are we
You're
still
close
in
to the docks. You're close to the docks itself.
Okay. Can I use like my character's intelligence to lay a path for us with the least amount of resistance? Because I feel like as an engineer,
Can I roll out a spike strip?
I was totally
Otherwise-
expecting something like that.
it's a shortcut. Engineer's tunnel, go.
I'm gonna put a booby trap up.
Okay.
And you know about the tunnel since you stay out of the way of everyone.
So, can I get rolls from everybody? By the way, not everybody has to pass. It doesn't all work like that, but keep a total on everybody's
So is
individually.
my intelligence valid?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Romali
Oh,
is a pass. All you need is 12, but it's your stunt points that
Ugh.
we need to be tracking.
Sorry.
Well,
It's
that's
the
two
drama
passes with a
dice
4 and a
that we're
6.
tracking. That we're tracking, really.
6 stunt points and a 4 stunt points I got.
Mhm.
Woo!
Also, that's 6 stunt points for Bernie. Shortcut's an option, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And
Just
so,
looking at that.
Zinni is going to be like the one in the lead, and she's just going to be like grab Rage's shirt from behind and like drag him as well, and be like down here and take us all down the tunnel. And I'm going to be the last one down, and I'm like going to knock over something like in the way, and then just belt it down the path.
Mhm.
And
Is it me or is Dr. Oblong quiet?
punch it.
Yes.
I
Mm,
can't hear you too well.
I'm okay. Could be me. I was
No,
like,
he's also quieter for me than what he was
okay,
prior to the break.
maybe closer to the mic.
I will just talk louder.
Okay, I'll talk louder. Always works for microphones.
If I yell loud enough, you will always hear me.
And then I'll take a punch it as well for the +1.
Okay, so
Total of 6.
we'll take the highest, which is going to be 7, because the +1 for the punch it.
Yeah.
No, wait, more than 7, 9. No, 7. No. 2, 6 plus 2 with a shortcut, +1 for punch it is 9. Yeah,
Nine.
Yeah.
yeah. Might be a very short chase for the second one.
Yeah.
Go again.
I know they were still cut up on that wall I had them run into, so it worked
Yeah,
out well in our favor.
they're clearing it, but they're trying something else. They're using tactics.
Uh-oh.
which is really fucking bad. I can't roll high for them. It's not even successes for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think there's enough passes there to get away from you guys. As this, they you hear them on the radio, and the radio's crackling. There's one of those dark spots in the reception, but you can hear what they're trying to say. They're trying to call in ahead, and they're trying to call in for reinforcements ahead of you, and it's just one of those dark stations. You hear the crackling of the radio, and it's not getting through, and you guys disappear out.
Right next to the dock for some reason. Right?
Yep,
Right
straight out. Yeah, side tunnel out, and it bypasses them back out to the docks.
And we just leg it straight into the ship.
And we bypass that whole encounter back to the ship.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. What do you say?
Not
Place.
not a possibility, is what I say.
No, why not?
Well, besides the fact that Janice is still on the station, and we need him back.
Oh, right.
There's also the issue of if we leave without Kai, we don't have the jobs anymore. We lose the ship. So, tell me
So
what
you're
happened
saying
on
we have to murder. That's okay.
murder.
That's okay
Who?
too. I don't
What-
remember somebody. Who
So
knows.
okay, so
Yeah.
to catch you
We'll get to
up.
the murder. We'll get to the murder.
Kai,
Start me from-
I go to my room and I grab my bonsai oolong tea tree and come back and pick some leaves and make some oolong tea for everyone. Very stressful day. It's one of the few things I have in my inventory, and I made sure I put that. I make us some tea and I say, look, we are just going to chill out and relax before we start talking about this, okay? And we sit down and we drink some tea and then we discuss what's going on.
Okay. We drink some tea.
Yes. And then we go on to tell her the story, to tell Rage, sorry, her.
Show him the gun thing. Show him the gun thing. Do it again.
We tell you about what
You-
went down at the brothel.
Because the
and
churn is so
drinks.
hot, because the churn is so high, you do the gun thing, and the gun just falls apart.
I don't know. That was more impressive the first time you did it.
I
I
mean,
can
he's doing
override
a.
things,
I was about to say he's doing a basic field strip.
but it falls
never seen the
apart as
gun.
it goes.
Yeah, I was about to say I've never seen the
Faster than
gun
it
do
should.
that before, though. That's that's an
Springs go
interesting one.
flying.
Takes real skill
Yeah.
to make it do that. And then I tell you that we found out about Mr. Orn Acrylo, Kai's jilted ex-lover, and then we got kidnapped, and I did some cool gun stuff, and all the gangsters believed me that I was some hardcore killer, and we then ran for our lives.
All right. So my end of things is I investigated that storage locker. Turns out Kai ordered those goods to pay off the OPA to smuggle him off planet. Didn't work out well because the leader of the OPA, whose name I don't believe I got actually now that I'm thinking about it. Very weird, I didn't ask. Very rude of me. But anyway, she is essentially holding that up in order to try and leverage Kai with Mr. Gangster that you all talked to.
Maybe
But
her
he
name's
wants
Minetta.
him
I think
dead.
that she might be Minetta.
Minetta? Maybe. Didn't
Yeah,
once
because-
again, didn't ask her name.
Orn wants us to kill Minetta.
All right, so he wants you to
And
kill
probably-
Minetta and Kai.
Yeah, like everyone that's betrayed him. He just wants. He's like one of those stupid, crazy gangsters who thinks that killing everybody that has done something against him is the way to solve his issues. So yeah.
Well, it does seem that he has pink water security on the payroll at least, because got all our names.
All right.
Wait, how did he know about you?
Well, I assume he looked up what ship you came from.
Oh,
And then since
there's
we
no
logged,
names. Like
It's just photos.
there was just photos. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, no names, was just
Oh.
photos.
well, I assume he like checked the video logs then and ran it back to see like who you all were with before you got to where you were going. So anyway, so OPA in exchange for cut of the profits we were gonna make getting Kai back to his father, is going to get him escorted to the docks. Then we take him on the ship, and then we get the hell out of Dodge. Now, Dr. Oblong, you're entirely muted. Can't hear you at all.
That's just
Nope.
yeah.
It's the
No.
churn again.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Turns. It's the churn. The churn.
There.
Oh wait,
There's
we're
something
back.
there. Yeah.
Very
That came
good.
through. But it's still faint.
My joke came through.
It was faint enough that I didn't hear the joke.
Damn it.
Damn.
We saw you wave your fist in the air and assumed.
Has has Zoom changed what your input device is for some reason? Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like it's set to the wrong mic or something.
Well, one might have disconnected during the break.
Yeah.
About that.
Still very
There you go.
low. Apparently, Karsh is fine, but it's still
That's
low for
weird.
me.
My headphones aren't the best, but either way.
Oh, I see.
So while this is going on, I can change tact. The ship's comm starts up.
I look
Does
to see
anyone-
who's calling.
The call is no name, no
Unknown number.
Unknown,
You're
yeah.
being solicited by like a telecaller.
Do I recognize it as a Ganymede area code?
Oh yeah, I don't think that's how it works, but
Oh, who's to say how
I
it
would
works?
say Zinni would have the best chance of if she was to look into it and do a roll.
Okay,
I
sure.
probably would, actually, I probably would with my.
Well, what's the role that would be required? To
Security
Find
or a tech.
out?
Oh,
yeah,
probably
not
then.
me.
Dr. Oblong.
What is that?
what was
That's a
Was that
station
you?
announcement in Sirenscape.
Oh, okay. I was
okay.
like,
Yeah,
what
I thought-
the hell's going on?
Let's see, find that and try to turn that off.
What do I need to make that a pass?
I like it's government and it's local.
So that is a pass.
Yeah, I would say it's government and local.
Right, so
Uh,
that's
it's
probably
the
pink
fuzz,
water.
guys. It's the fuzz.
Well, do I answer it?
Not you.
Well, they have a picture of all of us, so I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, but you're just not the best at lying, Rage. I'm just gonna tell you, mate.
Listen, my mama raised an honest man, and here I am. Then, I don't know, Romani, you're good at talking to people and bribing them with money. You go,
that's
talk
right.
to them.
Okay, all right, who am I talking to now? What am I saying? Sorry, and do I get a gun?
Pretty sure it's the cops. And if
All right,
you
okay, I'll go
get 'em
talk to
off
the
our
cops.
back, I'll let you touch. I'll let you look at a gun.
Fine.
We will put you in the same room as a gun that is unloaded and
Fine,
remove the
fine.
firing pin.
All right, all
But
right.
but with 2 more subscribers,
It will be loaded with the firing pin, ready for use.
no, there's a clip that was unnoticed on the table or on the
Well,
other
good.
chair.
Good thing I removed the firing pin anyway, so it can't be shot. Joke's
Yeah,
on
but
you.
that didn't work.
Then this is a weird gun. Anyway, moving on.
So you enter after this discussion, like the call has just been waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
You enter the call. What you see in front of you, what you see, because it's a video call, is a mean-looking, very annoyed. He looks like a thug. He looks like a street fighter. This person, shaved hair, no tattoos but scars. Male in late 30s, late 20s, early 30s. He is not happy at all. Behind him is a security office. You see people walking past in security uniforms. This guy does not look security. He's wearing a security badge, on more of a casual clothing, but he does not look like he would be security.
Okay. Hello. Spaceship answering.
So you finally answer the comms.
Well, we're busy right here planning for our dinner. How are you? Who is this? Who's calling?
My name is Wendell Pinkwater, Officer Pinkwater, and I would like to have a chat with your crew. You've been seen conspiring with certain criminal elements on the station.
Ne'er-do-wells, if you will. Patosh.
And I'd like to know
We are
what
merely sightseeing.
sightseeing is not the reports that I'm getting in. I'd like to have a sit-down meeting with you all and have a chat to see what the heck you're doing on my station before you kicked off it.
Should we get kicked off? Or should we stay? Okay. Let's have a meeting. You know what, Mr. Pink Fellow? I would be quite happy to have you on our spaceship. You may enter. You may come on the ship, and we will have a sit down with you. Or, I mean, we could also come to you. You know what? You seem like a decent fellow.
You see him pick up something, and he talks, and he's muted to you, and then you hear a knock metallically on the ship's hull.
Oh, see, it's already working.
I
Come.
swear.
Your escort is ready.
What's that?
Your
It's our
escort is ready.
escort?
It's just outside.
All right. It'll be just me today. I speak for the group. Goodbye, everybody. Then I make my way out of the. I'm doing good, huh? Don't worry, I got this covered.
I quickly hide the probably illegal firearm that's on this vessel.
I'm gonna solve this
Like,
for
nope.
Don't worry, it's gonna be. I'm gonna finally contribute to the mission now that I know we're
quickly
real
run to the
killers.
medbay and just like
He's like,
hiding a lot of stuff.
I take
So
all the
cool.
relaxing medicine, all of it.
all
We're
at
real
once.
professionals. So I feel like
Very
we're
bad.
professionals now. So I'm trying to do my best at being professional
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I know all about this stuff. I know about negotiation and business and things.
Right. So is anyone looking outside?
I would
do we
glance
have like
outside
a
a window or something.
Yeah, I was about to say, do we have a window
Like
on
just-
that side?
So we have
Just
a
kind of.
Or a camera or something?
Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I checked
and
the,
pad.
I checked the side mirror like camera.
Yeah.
Click.
There's six Pinkwater security in full tactical getup, assault rifles readied, just waiting outside.
You know, I'm really
Greetings.
tired of getting like escorted around by
I know,
people.
right?
Like, can they just leave us alone?
Nope, apparently not. Well, I have a feeling that they're not just gonna take Romani here. So we're probably all gonna have to go, or else they're gonna storm the ship, which I don't want happening. So everyone, put on your best face, because looks like we have an important meeting with Mr. Pinkwater.
Zinni's gonna go get her tool belt. Just make sure she has it on her with all her like bits and pieces on it.
They'll probably take anything they feel is a weapon away, but you do you.
So
And Rage opens the door that they're all like hands up as soon as the door is open, like not resisting, not doing anything else.
Now, Mr. Pink Panther, shall we have our discussion?
Pinkwater ain't
No.
here.
So
He
no.
was just on the
Oh.
So
call.
his name is Wendell. He's a Pinkwater officer.
Oh, because you
So
said
he's not-
Wendell Pinkwater.
Yeah, I know
Pinkwater.
that's me. It's hard to see the comma when it was.
I was about to say, it's
Yeah.
very impressive that the
No,
owner of this
no.
company is here to
No.
talk to us.
Okay.
my total mistake. Yeah, his
No,
name is
okay.
it's Officer Wendell or Wendell. He's a Pinkwater
Yeah.
officer. No,
And
not
he's in his
no.
late
Okay.
20s, too, on
No.
top of that. No,
Very impressive. Young entrepreneur.
Totally me, totally my stuff up. But If you're not resisting, you're taken down. Taken away. Not like you are searched and patted down for any weapons.
I got nothing.
I was told to pick up my gun
because I totally
later.
forgot about like doing that for the gangs, but they did that anyway. But we didn't come into play as much. But you're taken to the security office. It's a bit of a distance, but it's not a huge trek. It's not going to take hours upon hours to get there, but you're taken to, well, it's almost an interrogation cell into the offices, and a little bit later, this large, you'd say it'd have to be Martian with the look of him and like the militant nature of his presence. He comes across very much as Martian. Very beefy, has his gravelly, slow drawl voice, which I can't do.
Well, you can't do a good old Texas accent?
No, I can't do a
Southern
Texan
drawl?
accent.
All right.
There's what the hell are you doing in my station?
For the long version or the short version?
The truthful one is generally the best.
I mean, they're both true, but sure. Starting from the beginning.
Well,
So
first
we
my
are
dad told me I had to go to space for some reason.
Not that big.
Hey,
And then
Shorter
not
than that
far.
one.
Yes, I figured as much. So we are under contract. Please, Romani, just 2 minutes. That's all I ask. That's all I ever. Okay, so we are under contract from Dardanus, the high luxury goods importer, to find his son, whose access codes were used to order some stuff here. He wants his son back. So we are going to find him, attempt to convince him to come back, and if not, well, worst case scenario, tell Daddy Dardanus where to find him, I guess.
So you're going to kidnap him. Okay, what else? What's this got to do with...
Wait a second, that's not what he did. He just said he was going to ask him to go back. How
He's reading between the lines.
What kind of
Yeah,
line
but
is this?
once again, hold up my hand to tell Romani 2 minutes.
All right, okay.
You were asking about something else.
What's this got to do
This guy right here can murder.
with the... What's this got to do with the criminal syndicates that are operating in my station? That you've been spotted with?
Well, I know on my side of things, the people who are holding him are the OPA. Like the ones who
You know
have
how you brought
Guy.
us here? They brought us to them.
That's also true.
Right.
We don't want anything to do with them. We're just trying to find the guy.
Wow.
And what are you going to do with...
Loving relationship with a gangster. It fell apart. He's now got terrorists to get him off a space station. Classic, classic sci-fi.
Yeah.
A
Story.
more pulpy novel you would not find on a dollar store shelf.
He said, she said,
And all we are is the poor delivery boys stuck in the middle.
That's right.
And you're getting paid to do this, I'm sure.
We're essentially not getting blacklisted to go do this.
We're getting blackmailed into do this.
Yeah.
No,
You didn't
we
read
need
us
on
our
all
rights. I think you have to let us
We're
go.
kind of over it by now.
Yeah.
You're like the eighth dude that's just come along and said, "Hey, guess what?
Are you also gonna give us an ultimatum?
No, but I'm going to
you
say,
gonna tell us-
on my station, you have no rights unless I give them to you, young lady.
You're not gonna pin this rap on me, copper. That's pretty good, right? I'm getting into this job.
Do I need to send you back to Earth without a spacesuit or a spaceship?
I was gonna say he has oh no. Please send me back. This is
Romani
hell.
likes to travel in comfort.
Yeah. All right.
In a
sorry, I didn't
spacesuit
mean
and a
to interrupt.
ship
The
surrounding
big boy
with
business
oxygen.
over there.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
I'm just concerned that You're riling up the gangs in our what was a peaceful station.
I'm pretty sure they were already riled up. Because
Yeah.
They've been here for
Yeah.
like, what?
What kind
8
of drugs
hours
are you
now?
on?
We docked here 8 hours ago, and you think we can start a gang war in that time?
Yeah.
I think you've got bigger issues than a couple of dudes turning up looking for a kid. If, like, honestly, mate.
Stay out of our affairs. Keep the
That's what
peace.
everyone says, but everyone keeps putting this in them.
Yeah.
So,
But
like-
somehow a bunch of armed
look,
people.
Get out of
together,
here.
we're trying.
He stands up, goes to the door, and just get out of here.
Like,
All right.
Pepper spray on the way out.
And if I hear of any kidnapping, at least I'll know who to look for.
Yeah, Orn. Blame Orn. Or maybe the terrorists. I don't know.
Why don't you go find the real criminals, copper? I was wanting to say that too. God, I'm getting a lot of boxes checked off today. Yeah, right?
I wait for like these three to leave the room. I like turn to him, like, "Are you sure you can't throw her out without the space shooting ship? You'd be doing me a favor at the least."
Oh, no, I can. I'm just thinking, well, who's she connected to? And how much paperwork am I caring about doing?
That's a fair point.
If there's an accident, and he just leaves it at that.
Zinni will stick her head back in. Well, if you wanted more paperwork, we've just literally told you about an attempted murder attempt on this kid by the like criminal underlord. So you totally have that to deal with if you wanted to. Bye.
The guy doesn't seem to be the person that does paperwork. He seems to be more rough than the people that you've spoken to today.
Can we just? Zinni's gonna
Just
talk
like-
to Bernie and just be like, can we just tell them where the meetup is meant to be and let them deal with it? Like have a 3-way standoff at that 5 o'clock appointment or whatever it is.
Hey, I got an idea. I'll be Bonnie and you be Clyde. How about that?
Who are you talking to?
What is that?
What are you even referencing
Talking
right
to
now?
Bernie now. Like, I think she's got a
Bernie,
thing for
yeah.
me now because she thinks I'm a badass.
Yeah. You be Clyde. Yeah, no, I think I was like, he's the guy that he's.
I'll turn to
Wow.
Zinni and I'll just.
Yeah.
Like,
I do a quick
myself
like
into-
space internet search. It's just like they both got gunned down horribly.
Well,
What did Bernie say to Zinni?
Just like, what did I get myself into with this girl? Like after showing her my cool gun. Stuff, I'm like, oh,
yeah, I think he's like the real boss of the operation. You know, like the guy behind the guy behind the guy.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
you could
guy
Use this.
or Bernie?
Bernie.
Benny.
He's like the true power behind the operation.
And all I'm trying to be is nothing. Like just be
But,
on
He's the guy they're hired.
all
That's
right,
why they keep
so
kidnapping us.
I am
wanna be
ushering the cats out of the security station into, I guess, back to our ship.
Yeah.
Just imagine you with like a spray bottle, like back.
All right, so
Again, the churn's high enough that I can just pull this shit. Normally I wouldn't.
yeah, that's perfectly fair. It's in the rules.
And I want to see where you want to go with that.
We need,
So-
Just fed up.
we need a plan to get caught.
Here's my thought here. If we tell the OPA that, hey, crime boss is planning the ambush that you're planning to drop this kid off to us, they can prepare for it. Probably outgun, or at least outnumber the gangsters. And also fighting on home turf. It is going to be at the docks. They'll deal with that. We get the kid. We send OPA leader her 30%, and call it a goddamn day.
Yeah, but I'm just worried that Mr. Orn is going to send his own guys, no matter what I told him and how.
Right? No,
That's
I'm
why I'm
100% sure he is. That's why I'm saying we give the OPA the heads up.
Oh yeah, but
We just-
definitely. But like, can we take the kid a different way?
I mean, we could probably have like a fake escort party, escort
Yeah.
someone else with a gun. Like, I mean, that's solid.
Or could we just like tip off the cops to the crooks and delay
But we
the
don't get
transport
Kai. But we
Yeah,
don't get Kai if we
delay
come up.
the transport. Have the crooks spring their trap on the cops. Delay the transport of Kai for an hour.
Can someone do a security, please?
Sure thing. That's my cup of tea.
Not me.
No, security man.
I'll do it if you want.
Yeah.
The password's always password. At least
Yeah.
mine is.
17 with
Ooh.
5
With
sub
five
points.
sub- your impression from this security person is that he doesn't like he openly said like so it's a kidnap job. He didn't threaten to arrest you on that. He was more like it seemed more of a case of
No.
that me
Oh,
again.
no, he wrote.
Okay, that was me.
There we go.
Oh.
You're back.
Like the impression was he didn't really care about that. It was more of a case of he didn't want trouble.
Doesn't want trouble. So we tell him that the gangsters are going to start trouble and they need to go there and stop it.
No, you're. I think you're misunderstanding here.
He doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah, the cops is perfectly willing to let the OPA and these gangsters shoot each other to death because that's less criminals on his station. He ain't gonna send anyone.
He just seemed more concerned that you were involved somehow because you turned up and then suddenly you...
He doesn't have to send them.
Elaborate. No need for some weird like dramatic tension. What the hell are you talking about?
I could always send a message out to the security.
Right, but would they listen to you?
Well, if I'm pretending to be him, probably.
Are you a mimic now that I ain't aware of?
No, I just hacked the system.
He
Send
can
out
do
a red
anything,
alert.
this guy. Bernie, show
From
me.
my understanding,
Do your thing. Do the thing with the gun so you can see.
I know how to field strip a gun. It ain't that hard once you learn it.
Actually, really simple.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that Rage then does it, like, he's just like, done. There, it's done.
Holy. My mind is blown. I was like, wait a second. This is like,
Yeah, like I
you guys, wow, that's why I'm here.
Literally, from a family of gunsmiths, literally a soldier. Dear God.
Not brought up on scones and cream.
I don't know what to say. Like I'm just frozen. I'm like, you didn't teach.
Romali,
This is you're the worst. Okay, all right, don't kill me.
I could hack the security and send out the thing to send the troops there.
Right. That's fine, but how does that really help us in the long
Because
run?
then it clears the way for us to delay our transport, get rid of these gangsters out of the picture, and then we can transport Kai. No gangster interference, no gunfire aimed at Kai's head.
Why don't we just have the OPA to redirect where they're dropping Kai off, and then let the OPA and gangsters fight?
Why don't we just get him to bring him here now instead of waiting 5 hours?
I assume Kai's not going to come now.
From what
Also,
I
none of-
understand from the situation is that there's this is the prime point where the security is the most lax for him to be able to get out.
Listen, what I'll do is I'll call Janice, ask him to connect us to, what'd you say the OPA boss lady's name was?
Moneta.
Moneta? We'll talk it out. They might have once again, I don't know how best to go about this. I wasn't in the military. I just, how to fix guns. I say we call them, give them the rundown of the situation and see what they want to do, because they're the ones with the Kai anyway, so it's their call at the end of the day.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Okay.
right.
So, without too much haste, you're in a call with Moneta, the OPA leader.
Meta, this is Rage Kinson.
Yeah, What do you want? Is something going on?
Yes, I discovered the gangsters that the boss of the guy Kai was dating, his gangsters
Yeah.
they know about the meeting that we're doing. They're planning to ambush you. And in so much as Kai as well. So I wanted to let you know that and see what we can do to either A, like throw them off the trail, ambush them, whatever you want to do on that front. Or B, speed up the time frame to get Kai out of there now, so when they get there, there's just nothing for them to do.
This is basically put a bounty on your head and Kai's head, and it's free season. They tried to hire us.
Zinni will also lean in, going, "You have a leak."
Well, deal with any leaks. How about we just beef up the security and we meet them head on?
Ah!
Well, I mean, they're your men at the end of the day, to do with, or men, people, once again, sorry about that, force the habit, trying to break it. They're your people at the end of the day. If you want to do that, perfectly fine. If you want to set up an ambush to catch them beforehand when they're not ready for you, entirely your business. We're just worried about, really, Kai getting killed in the middle of a firefight. That's
Like,
more
he's
our
the
concern.
breadbasket right
This is
here
why we
for
laugh at
everyone.
Mar-
Everyone involved, he's the breadbasket that needs to be alive, right? Like, we don't really care about whether or not this person's a person. He's the money, right?
Mhm.
For everyone. So
Mhm.
we need no bullets anywhere near him. So you guys can have your fight. It sounds great and a lot of fun. I know, I was a soldier. It's really great fun. I really enjoyed everything I went through. It's been a fantastic time I've had, but we don't want Kai to have that.
So you're suggesting you lead them into a trap without Kai being present?
Well, no, you guys do that, and we just take Kai another way. And
Because we also need to get Kai off here to get you paid. So it's kind of a two-way street.
You guys said that you would get Kai off. We'll be the ones taking Kai off the station, and then you'll also get paid.
yeah, so all your men can just be shooting guns,
Yeah, and then you can kill as many of those guys as you want.
and we'll go
On Earth,
completely
it's
the other
so
way with Kai.
barbaric.
Okay.
Can I do a bargaining roll or something?
Yes. Yes. A communications bargaining or communications persuasion, anything along those lines. Even tactics, security, if you wish.
The air, there's like not enough oxygen out
Yeah.
here for you people.
So we're not looking for the pass, we're looking for the 5, the drama dice. So passing, like you pass, but with 5. And that's how the system works if you're unfamiliar with the age system. Passing is one thing, it's the drama dice, that different color at the end. That's the how much you succeed or fail or succeed by. So if it was a 1 at the end, it's only passed a little bit. 5, it's passed by quite a bit. And in this circumstance, the plan is actually really good. So we'll move forward. The plan is accepted. We'll move forward. So we move forward to, I think, how far?
But before that, like, I want to send a message to Orn to
Yep.
tell him that this is the path. Send you guys here.
Yep.
Like, I've figured all this out. Like, got all this stuff. We need backup because it looks like
Oh.
they're going in hot.
They already hinted that they knew kind of where they were coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna say like we've got direct plans. Be here
Yeah.
at this time. On and
Are you changing where the
Look.
initial plan was going to be?
I would like to try to, like, if Bernie tells us this plan, Zinni would advise him not to contact the guy. Because we left on the understanding that we were going to try and kill Kai as well as, OPA peeps. And this guy's already indicated that anyone who backstabs him will be marked for death. If you contact him further, telling him updates to the plan to try to first make it look like you're helping him, but then you're now backstabbing him, you're probably not going to live if you come to this station again.
I'm pretty sure we're not gonna live if we come to this station again anyway. Like we're
I
screwed
do
with
plan
this
on
guy no
avoiding
matter
this
what.
station for
For future?
majority of my life.
Yeah, like
I
we're
do
screwed
also.
no matter
I
what
would
with this
also
guy.
recommend not calling him. Like, why are you
Yeah.
telling him anything? What difference does it make to us at this point? If we get Kai earlier, they don't know. What do we care? We're already gone.
Okay, you convince me. I won't contact you.
So sorry. It's like he already has whatever information network he has, and it's like I just don't want to. From Zinni's point of view, she's just trying to make sure that, yeah, even if we're not coming here again, she's actually trying to protect Bernie by like not having him get further involved with the gangster.
So, how are you going to try? Like, we'll move forward to how are you going to try to get Kai off the station unnoticed?
I mean, simplest plan: load him in a box and load it onto the cargo ship, and saying we got cargo. We work,
especially if
like,
the OPA seem to be.
The OPA owns the docks. Be like, we're smuggling them out in a cargo container, and we're loading on the ship and going.
Can I do? I just want a blanket infiltration roll. I don't think.
What would that be based? Like, what stat is that based on? Because I don't have infiltration as like a thing.
What am I doing? Okay. Can I get an intelligence security, maybe?
I can do that one.
Oh, Bernie, go!
And then, yep. So that's a 3. I'm trying to see if we can get like, I've got a total here, like the chase scene,
Sure.
like getting how many we get, just how success we get.
Maybe like a perception or something like that.
I was
Someone
thinking
can
that
look
too.
out,
Yep.
shit like that.
I got a +3 to perception. I can roll
Yep.
it.
So we're just like condensing this down just to a couple of rolls just to see how we go through that. So I've got something in mind for.
Ooh.
Okay, so now it's like 9, and we only need 1, but we'll take the first one of 9. Can I also get a communication deception?
I can do deception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we're just condensing this plan into a montage
Yeah.
of like what's happening, because I'm going to do another montage of what you're
What
avoiding with
unfolds.
this. Yeah. So, like each one past 12, and you've totaled up well over 10 in the drama dice of these. So as you get you get some crates, and just some empty crates for him. Actually, can I get one thing? Do you mention where you're taking Kai?
Do we mention it to Kai?
Yes.
Hell no,
No.
he's already impacted.
No.
Okay, just checking.
We're just here to take him off the
tell him
station.
We're not
open the
idiots.
box on this shit.
Kidnap
We
him,
know he
right?
doesn't
Yeah.
want to go back.
Just
Yeah.
checking.
He's not gonna know until he's there.
As
I
far as
just called this man a breadbasket. I'm not.
You think we're fools?
I'm just checking.
Simpletons?
There might just be a big bold font. If Kai finds out he is going back to Titan, he's not going to agree.
Oh well, good thing he's not knowing that.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. So
This is a kidnapping, notwithstanding what we've said.
And it's not what the
Yeah.
terrorists would tell him, because then that would
Yeah.
take their cut.
So-
of the pay. Yeah.
So when you meet Kai has been treated well, but he has been in prison for a little bit. When you explain to him that he's been taken off the station, that you're there to
Yeah.
take him away from the station, the deal's been made with his captors, and you're taking him off the station to hide him from the other people, like his ex-boyfriend and whatnot. That he's actually quite receptive to that. If you don't tell him where he's been, he's good. Like, so if you don't tell him where you're going, he's good. If you did, could have had some more issues. You get some crates and stuff, and like hide in between the crates and underneath and things, and you get past like several layers of security. You do notice other security guards walking past. You noticed some suits which might be tied in with some of the organized crime about the place, and you avoid those areas with the because you know what you're looking out for. You're kind of working your way around things, and getting that last part of like the deception is to getting past essentially quarantine and like customs and things like that, where you just talk your way through.
So real quick, I had a question here. Is Janice staying on the station?
Well, we can deal with that. This is the last part anyway. So
I was gonna say, like, we pass him off as Janice, unless they got a photo of him. Anyway, I was just saying as flavor.
Yeah. But you kind of get past the last part, which is customs. So that's the last thing. But as you're boarding the ship, this is what you hear on the radio. Also on the news broadcast. So I'm assuming this is done outside and out and away from everything else. You hear on the radio, so on the news broadcast, of a firefight on Ganymede Station. Breaking news: firefight in Ganymede Station. Blocking off the west docks, not the ones you're in, but like a different docks, where members of the organized crime family, the Quillos, and the local OPA agents of, I do actually finally have a name here. Pravati Montea have had a bloody battle where several have been killed, and the Pinkwater security came in at the end to mop up any survivors and arrested them. What is known is that the leaders of both organizations are KIA and did not make it to the hospital.
I love it when a plan comes together.
We just made our paycheck bigger.
Moving on. I got other things.
You avoided a fight.
Yay!
Yeah.
You didn't just avoid a fight, you avoided a three-way fight.
Yes.
Way bloody mess of a fight.
It would have been, actually no, four-way, because it would have been the OPA, the gangsters, and Pinkwater,
Yeah, I'm
and
surprised
you in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, you did a great plan. Absolutely awarded. That's why I just wanted to montage that escape, because I was like, that was brilliantly done. As you've got your docking plan, you've got like your exit plan, everything's done. You get onto the ship. You hear that piece of breaking news on the station, and you fly out of the docks off into space.
I sit down
Until
with Kai and say, guess what, buddy? We're going.
Can I rough up the hostage?
No.
You might want one of these, and I give him like a nerve carve, and you're going back to daddy.
he yells and he screams and he pissed off. What was that, Polly? You're going to rough up the hostage? Is that to calm him down after being told that he's going to daddy?
Yeah, I'm just asking the rest of the crew, hey, is this where we do it? I've seen how you guys work now.
If you touch a hair on that kid's head, I'm throwing you out the airlock.
Okay. I know you want first dibs. That's cool.
No. If any of you touch a hair on that kid's head, you're going out the airlock.
That's right.
Well,
right.
I'm pretty sure like Rahmani's only useful skill is hairdressing, so I need a haircut.
Daddy can handle that one.
Yeah, I'm not so good at that either.
Oh jeez.
I don't trust Romani with a pair of scissors.
It looks great too. Yeah. I take it back. I'm good at it.
So, days into your journey, because it does take time to travel, like days upon days into your journey on the way to Titan. You're about halfway there. And that's when your sensors pick up another ship in the area headed towards you. Comms light up.
Do I recognize once again the area code?
Well, it's from the ship. You're
I'll
assuming.
get it.
Can we tell?
Spaceship 1.
Can we tell
Spaceship
what kind
2.
of ship it is?
It looks like a pirate ship.
Oh no! How do I know? Are they flying the skull and crossbones?
No,
thing?
pirate ships in the Expanse are more like loose. They're how can I put this? They're not military ships, but they're maybe small cargo ships or small bits and pieces, but with missiles and guns.
Yeah, so they've got converted
Ugh.
Yeah,
stuff.
they've added to it. So
Why is
OPA
nobody
use these type of
normal out
things.
here?
Would we notice that when this ship's approaching? Like, would we be able to? I don't know. In this world, can you scan ships? Like,
No,
Star
but you
Trek
might get an
and
alert that there's
target locks.
there's
Missile
a missile
lock on.
lock.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
At the same time as the thing turns up.
Yeah, Rage hits the answer button. Click.
Yeah. I hear that you've got something that we're looking for.
Who are you?
Oh, mate. I'm just a taxi service. And I think your fare wants to come with us instead of you.
I don't believe that to be true. And if you
I turn to Kai and go, "Did you call pirates?
Did you have any way of
call
communicating?
pirates to come and get you off this ship?"
Because you know if they blow us up, you die too.
Oh my god, you really are stupid.
And that will end.
I was hoping that
Oh, you're so
these
alive.
last 3 days of conversation have really proved it, mate. You're just
Next time, we lock them up in the med bay and trank them the entire
Not in the
trip.
medbay.
No,
And
we
it-
trank them the entire trip.
And at that we end, if you didn't tell him at all.
Yeah, I don't know why you told them.
Yeah.
No, but that's great. That's great. I send it.
We did a wrap up the last time, because we were supposed to. We did a wrap up of like a talk about it. We'll have a quick one after this. We'll do our outro and we'll then just come back for a little quick chat about the system. We didn't. One of the things we didn't include in the wrap up is combat, but they totally avoided a combat. Like the only combat that's here, it's totally avoided, and it's the only time I've ever seen not just combat in a quick start. That happens all the time. You always have to have that, like to showcase that in a quick start. But it's the only time I've ever seen mass combat rules in a quick
Yeah.
start campaign, which is like not all systems even have mass combat. This even had it in the quick start. That blew me away. But we'll do our outros, and then we'll just go on a quick break and then come back and just have a little bit of chat of like what people thought of the system, and how well they at least thought about the scenario. I do want to do a caveat. That's with a very high churn, so I was pulling a lot more in. I wanted to see how the party related to the, like if they wanted to use Pinkwater, and the idea came out of using, why don't we tell Pinkwater to, so that's why I wanted to bring them in as well, as like, hey, this is a third option. And he didn't really care about about the fact that you're kidnapping someone, because
Listen, they expressed apathy, so we responded with apathy. It's like, okay, as long as you ain't stopping us, we don't care.
just don't do it publicly. That's all. Just didn't do. That's
And we didn't. We kept it on the down low.
That was the main thing. Anyway, we'll do our outros for everybody, and then we'll have a quick break, and then we'll come back and just have a really quick chat, which I can add to the second part of that first quick chat, which still hasn't been published yet. Wolf of Red Roses.
Hi, I'm Wolf of Red Roses. I played Rage Kinson, our Martian pilot for the day. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Wolf of Red Roses, and you can also find my game design work at my itch.io page of Wolf of Red Roses Studios. Right now, the only thing on there is Isolated, a short pen and paper horror RPG. So if you are looking to do a quick one-shot for a night, it's a great game for it. I highly recommend it. It's pay what you want, so you don't have to give me any money. Just download it, boost the analytics on my page, which is all I need.
But also give money. It's because
Hey, listen, you want to give me money, I ain't going to say no to it.
money good. Dr. Oblong.
Dr. Oblong, I completely disagree. Money is horrible and the root of all evil within this world, but that's a discussion for a whole different other day. I'm an electronic music artist. You can check me on soundcloud.com/Dr. Oblong, and I was playing Bernie Sanders, our Earther medic badass. He ended up being.
And
Because he knew how to field strip a gun.
do you do commissions, Dr. Oblong?
No, but I can.
Well, if anyone wants to commission Dr. Oblong, just remind of the money is the root of all evils, and then we'll see. If you can always pay full price for commissions. Our commission artist
Hi, I'm Chibi. I'm a full-time commission artist based in Melbourne. I was playing Zinni, who was a belter engineer who was just totally fed up with everything and everyone that was happening there because, oh dear lord. And yeah, you can find my work at bespokecc.com.au, and also it's featured here on this channel on some of the other shows that Karsh runs. And yeah,
And on
that's me.
upcoming shows too.
Yeah.
Not this overlay though. This is just me playing and being dodgy. That's all that is. Poly people.
Hello, it's me, Polly. I played today Rilmani Camilled. And I am, when I am not here on Goblin Cave TV, I am a streamer. And you can find me at twitch.tv/polypeople.
And I just want to, I'm just zooming out on the map and just going to show it to the actual stream really quickly of what they missed out on of the map which I made up, which was essentially just going to be a open area but lots of different places to hide behind and get cover from and have a three-way firefight, or four-way firefight, with them being ideally in the middle. I will also say that if you did the firefight option, Kai also gets killed.
Hooray!
Good thing we
did the
avoided it.
smart thing.
And then he's
Yeah.
now just going to get himself killed anyway, so you
And all of
know.
us killed with a missile from a.
Hey, listen, I got a +5 to any role involving piloting. We're fine. I'll get us out of there.
The other thing is, if
dodge missiles.
you could have done the chase stuff from the firefight, so the pursuit rules are there if you're running from the firefight. But that,
running from bullets.
yeah, but that also could be like, oh, this faction's chasing you, and this faction's chasing you, and this faction's chasing you, and they're also fighting each other and shooting each other while chasing you, and it's a whole thing. So there are ways of getting out of it, but if it's just straight firefight, the leaders all die and the key protagonists die except for the cop. But the cop isn't the cop wasn't more. He was more of a case of he just doesn't care. Like, he doesn't want cause public trouble and cause neutrism. That's all it is. But that's, yeah. We'll do our outro stuff, like our credits roll, and then we'll be right back and just have a bit of a chat after a little bit of a break. So stick around and, yeah, we'll get a wrap-up talk on the final, what we thought about everything. So we'll be back shortly.